Welcome to today's video, and today we are going to be germinating some seeds. And just for your reference, what I've done is the seeds which I received I'm using are they're called homegrown heirloom seeds, and these seeds hopefully will be able to be reproducing, so that way I don't have to keep buying seeds, but we'll see how it goes. With this type of seed, or this brand of seed, they include a PDF edition of kind of a guide to all their different seeds. And so what I've done is I've printed that out. I made kind of a table of contents here. And for each of these seeds, they're going to have information on germination, also the planting of them and the harvesting of each of the vegetables. One of the reasons why I want to do this is because I want to be able to track how the seeds perform and then be able to essentially reproduce what the results are. So what I'm going to do is, for every plant that I have, I'm going to go through the germination start date, the transfer date, first harvest, first harvest yield as far as pounds or however much ounces, more like. Again, second, third, if I collected the seeds, and then what date I cleaned up. Additionally, I'm going to be tracking what type of plant food is going to be included in there. So the plan for today is to get these seeds germinated. We're going to record what date it started, and then we're going to move on from there. Now, in terms of what we're going to be doing for that germination, I'm going to be using a slightly different method than what I had learned as a young kid in school. I'm going to be using these little, basically, condiment cups or portion cups. They are food safe, and actually, I have the whole package right here. They state that they are BPA free, and I'll include a link for this in the description. Also, what we're going to do is, instead of using like paper towel, so sometimes you use paper towel in a Ziploc bag and then let it start from there. Instead, I'm going to use these unbleached coffee filters. You can find these pretty much anywhere, but basically I just got 200 of these unbleached basket coffee filters. And the difference between this and the paper towels is it's a little less porous, so the roots are less likely to get really intertwined with the material of the, in one case with the paper towel. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get those set up. So we're going to do the 4 that we're going to start with. I'm going to do 2 different types of lettuce. One is going to be this prizeheadlettuce. One is bib lettuce. I'm also going to do some blue Scotch kale, and then also a cabbage. And for each of these plants, we are going to do separate videos. But for the first series, what we're going to do is just pretty much track all of them at the same time. So you'll be able to see both the individual videos unique to each plant, as well as this first experiment going forward. So I'm going to start by taking this filter and just pretty much ripping it in half. I don't need that much in there, so I'm just going to take this guy and maybe even put it into a quarter even. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to fold this up. It doesn't have to be perfect, because as you can see, it's going to end up being folded over. So I'm just going to set it inside of the cup like so. Actually get it a little bit wider here. Set it inside the cup. I'm just going to take some bottled water that I had and add just a bit of water in here, enough to saturate the coffee filter, and that was actually a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and also do another coffee filter here in my second cup, and I'm going to pour some of that water out into this guy here. Just a little bit of it. There we go. And then as I'm going, if it looks like the seeds are pretty much drying out, I'll just add a little more water in there. I'm just getting it settled there. And then what I'm going to do is, for the kale, this is the prize head lettuce. So what I'm going to do, I want a total of 3 plants in total. So I'm just going to pour a few of these out into my hand. You can see they are super tiny. So with these, I'm just actually going to plant or put 3 or 4 of them in each of these containers. All right. So you can see this is our prize head lettuce. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put these lids on there. The great thing about this method is that plants like to grow up towards the light, so they've got space to grow. The sealed lid is going to provide the humidity that's needed, and it'll be very easy for me to watch and see how my little seeds are doing. One thing I forgot to mention is that I like to write on here what the plants are. So I'm writing prize head lettuce. So this way I can know exactly what's in my little germination container here. All right, so here we have it. I have started the process of germination for 4 different types of plants. I've got the cabbage, blue Scotch kale, prize head lettuce, and bib lettuce. And we'll see how each of these fare. I know that that different ones will require a different amount of time. That's why we've got our plant tracking binder. So next step will be to just set them aside, let them germinate, and we'll check back in. Okay, here we go. It's been 8 days since we planted or started to germinate our seeds. And if you can see in there, this is our kale. Now it recommended that it germinates a little bit longer, but I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and transfer it into our rock wool here in the next video. Here's our lettuce. This is the prize head lettuce. And you can see some of the fuzzy roots, maybe, if it'll focus. Those roots where they're fuzzy, that's air roots. And what that's doing is it's giving the plant oxygen. So this is where we're at 8 days in for both our prize head lettuce. It's interesting the difference between these two. I'm not entirely sure, but the one on the right, the leaves seem slightly smaller, and perhaps that's due to more of them having germinated. But we'll see. We're going to get them into rock wool and see how they perform. This one is our bib lettuce. This one seems like the leaves on it, you can see some of the looks like little burn spots actually. So they may have been too close to the light. I'm not entirely sure, because the other one, they look just as fine. And then finally our cabbage. And the cabbage is that darker green color. So we'll see how it goes. Our next video is going to be transplanting from this germination stage into the rock wool, and we'll see how it goes. If you have any thoughts or ways that I could do this better, feel free for sure to leave that in the comments below. So here we are, completed the germination phase. Next is going to be transplanting. We'll see you over in the next video.